So I've had a lot of fun over the past few days. I got contacted by a scammer. Nice girl called Paige sends me a message on my text message and says, hey, how are you? So I sort of text back thinking, I've been to a networking meeting and a few events there. Maybe I've met someone, they've got my card and they've sort of said, hey, nice to meet you. So I text back and say, hey, look, I haven't got your number saved in my phone. Sort of, who is this? And she said, I'm Paige. I'm here to offer you, what did she say? Something like an opportunity or something along those words. And it was fairly innocuous. She said she was from what looked like an agency, a recruitment agency. So I'm on the computer typing in the agency name. Sure enough, there's an agency name. Thought, okay, maybe this is legit. Maybe I've met her somewhere. But anyway, she said, look, I'm just, we've got some opportunities. Would you mind if I pass your information along? So I said, yeah, sure, no problem at all. So anyway, she said that someone will contact you on WhatsApp. First red flag. So moving from text message to WhatsApp. So sure enough, a couple of hours later, I get a text message from Lewis on WhatsApp, and says, starts off pretty well. So look, Paige has let me know you're interested in opportunity. Would you mind if I share some details? Yeah, sure, go ahead. So I started sharing some details, and I said, you can earn part-time income. It can either be part-time or full-time. And I said, yeah, that's cool. Tell me more about it. So he went into it. So second red flag is, part-time income, full-time income. And so I thought, I'll go along with this and see how it plays out. So anyway, they sent me along to a website, and the website is looked like a reasonably professional website, and looked like a marketing agency, and they had some big names in there like Bosch and Ferrari and I can't remember all the other ones, but there's a range of names in there. So this looked like a big corporate agency that they were working with. Now, quite clearly, it was a website that had been cloned. And have a look at some of the text that's on the website. It hasn't even been cloned, it's been copied. And some of the text is like, they're certainly not native English speakers that have popped the text up. So anyway, I go along with this, and so he says that to create an account on the portal. So I create an account, and so go in, and what they have in there is a little button that says start. Well, actually, it's not a little button; it's a big button. It says start work, and so I explained the process. Got to click that button. Hang on, let me just backtrack a bit. Set up my account, and then he said, I'm going to give you another account to log into, which is a trial account. I'll be with you sort of step by step along the way, and I'll work with you so that you understand how the system works. And after 14 days or a couple of weeks, then you'll be on your own because you'll know what to do. So anyway, log into his. So he's given me a username and password for his system, and so log in there, and I have to click the Start Work button. And then as soon as I do that, then a pop-up comes up and it says upload. So it's got a brand name up there. It says what the brand value is, what their spending is, and what the profit is for this. It's like just made up shit, really made up. And so I click the Start Work and click, and the button that says upload. And so I've got to do this 20 times. So click Start Work, upload, Start Work, upload. So in the meantime, I'm on WhatsApp and messaging the guy and saying, what's actually happening here? What am I doing? Just give me some understanding as to what's happening. He says, you're increasing the brand value. And I said, well, how does that work? He says, well, they need real data. So AI can't do this. They need real data to be submitted to the various social media platforms so that it improves their brand value. I'm thinking, well, how does that improve brand value? Look, I'm a marketing guy, so I know the only thing that improves brand value is the number of customers that are coming in to buy product. So I asked him, well, what is this doing? Is this getting them in front of prospective customers, or how is this happening? And he said, well, how brands are valued at X amount of dollars, and so they're wanting to improve their brand value. So okay, all right. So it just wasn't making sense at all. So So anyway, I carry on, and I get to about 16 or 17 transactions in, and then this pop-up pops up, and it says that I don't have enough money in the account. So what happens is when I'm clicking the start work and the upload button, then it pops up and sort of says that you earn a 2% commission. So the commission on doing each of these uploads is 2%. So 2% of what? I've got no idea what the 2% is. It's probably just a made-up number. So anyway, it comes up, and so, well, what's happening with the 2% is it's adding to the value in the account, and so then there's this brand that pops up and says, this is an interbrand one. You don't have enough money in your account. You need to top up the account. So third red flag, thinking, hello, hello, hello. This is definitely a scam. So I thought, so Lewis, who's my mentor, he says to me, he says, hang on, I've just got to top up the account. Just wait for a few moments. I'll go through to customer service and we'll get the account topped up. Because remember, this is his account. This is the trial account. So anyway, he comes back and says, we've topped up the account, and we're very lucky because an interbrand, which is what he called it, is worth 5% commission, not 2% commission. So I said, woohoo! So he said, keep going through. So I click start work, upload, start work, upload, start work, upload, until I get to 20, and I've finished the session for the day. He says, congratulations, you've finished the session. This is all on WhatsApp. It's just text messaging. It's not video messaging or anything like that. And he says, now what we're going to do is you earn 20% of the profits in this trial account, and we're going to put that into your account now. I said, well, that's good news, isn't it? And he says, so what you do is you log out of your account and then log into your account. I said, I can do that. So I thought, so I'm waiting to think, when I'm in my account, they're going to be asking for some money. So anyway, so same process. Once I've logged into my account, sure enough, the 20% of the commission is sitting in my account, plus $100, which they've gifted me to get going with this. So really generous. So anyway, same layout. They've got this big button that says start work. So I click the start work button, and then a screen pops up, and the brand is, I think it was Bosch, and it says, the brand value is such and such, and the profit is going to be X amount, and I earn 2%. So I click the upload button, uploads it to Pinterest, and says it's like, this is just all BS anyway. It's like there's nothing really happening, and discover it's called a task work scam or something along that nature there. And so I carry on through, and I've got to do 30 of these this time. So I'm click, 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 until I get to 30, and it finishes. And at the end of the session, I've made a $12.50 USDT profit. So it's a cryptocurrency, which equates to about $12 US. And so Lewis says, oh, well done, you've got $12.50, I think it was US. Click the button, you can go and withdraw that into your crypto account. Have you got a crypto account? And so I said, yes, I have. And so I said, which one is it? And I told him, one that I knew that I had, that I didn't have much sort of crypto in it. And he said, great, just go and get your deposit address in the account. It's got to be USDT, tether USDT, and go and get the address. And he said, go to the withdrawal screen. You've got to put your password in for this, which I'd set my password up before, and you put in the name, the withdrawal amount, and the address it's going to, but I had to leave $100 into the account. So I did all that, click withdraw, and it was successful. So so what happened then was, I'm waiting for the $12.50 to end up in my crypto account, and in the meantime, I had to contact customer services just to confirm the withdrawal and all that sort of thing. So there's a bit of palaver around all that there. So I did all that there, and anyway, the customer services person said, probably the same person, said, you've just got a $50 bonus for today's session. So it meant that tomorrow's session, I would start with $150. I saw $100 plus the $50 bonus they've given me. And within a couple of minutes, I had a look at my crypto account. Sure enough, I had $12.50 credited to my crypto account. Woohoo, I'm ahead. So I thought, All right, so how is the scam going to work? At some point, they're going to start asking me for money. So that's when the scam really kicks in. So what's happened is they've given me a bit of a hit. I've taken a win. It's it's $12.50. It's not a lot of money, but still it's given some credibility and confidence that this is a real thing. He doesn't know that I know that this is a scam, and so I'm looking for sort of more red flags. So anyway, he says, come back tomorrow. What time are you going to be around tomorrow? You've got to do this all again tomorrow. I said, I'll be up at 9 o'clock. So I think it was Saturday morning. So this started on Friday. So it was Saturday morning. So I got up Saturday morning, 9 o'clock on the dot. He contacts me and says, hello, you ready to start? He said, I'll activate the trial account again. So jump in and jump into the trial account. And so same process again. So it's click the start work button, and then a pop-up comes up, then click the upload button. So click until we get to enter brand, which means there's not enough funds in the account from the commissions that have been earned and the starting balance and the starting balance was like $1,000 odd. So there wasn't enough funds in there to go. So Lewis, my mentor, had to go after customer services to get some funds transferred into the account so that we could continue. And so it's probably important to know that the values that are on screen, it was like sort of $1,000, $1,200, $1,700 on the days. So it was enough there. So it didn't look too much. It looked believable and achievable. And so I'm thinking, at some point they're probably going to ask me to start to deposit, I don't know, $100, $200 here, $300, and then it'll increase until it gets to, in the thousands. And at that point that's when there's going to be something like a payment issue or some problems happening. So anyway, I thought I'll just continue this until they ask for payment and see what happens. So anyway, it's click, 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 click. Boom! Enter brand. So this enter brand, it asked for a payment. I was short by $27. So 27 US dollars, so about $50 Australian. And it says you've got to deposit that in. And so I thought, okay, well, it's $50. If I went to the casino, I would spend.
Sorry, Apple Cash isn't available here.
Well, sorry about that. That's Siri sort of talking to me now too. But anyway, $50. I wouldn't spend at the casino, but you could get a few coffees and a lunch there, and you'd easily spend $50. So I thought, well, this is entertaining. I'll put the money in. Let's see what happens. So anyway, but it had to be by crypto. So back to my crypto account and go and transfer the crypto. So I pretended I was an absolute dummy and absolute novice at this sort of thing. It's like, how do you transfer crypto and all this sort of stuff? So anyway, he says, you do that. And he says, send me a screenshot. So I thought, here we go. Red flag number 4. So sending a screenshot of your crypto account so they can see how much money you've got on it. And so what I did was I sent them a screenshot, but I sent them a screenshot of the part there that had nothing about the amount of money that I owed and amount of money that I had in there, or any identifying details. And so it was just enough for him to then put a little box around what I had to click. So just really sort of clicking through to get the details to send the crypto through. So anyway, I do that. I send through the 27 USDT, sort of about $50 Australian. And I thought, right, I wonder whether I'm going to get this back at the end of today. So I went to customer service and they said, I've deposited it. They had to go and confirm I've deposited it, and so it was all there because they'd given me the crypto address to deposit it into. So anyway, they released and said, yep, you're good to go. So it was back to start now. Click, 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 and till I got to the end. And on that day there, I was up $221 USDT minus the $27 that I'd put in. So Lewis, my mentor, says to me, he says, congratulations, you get your money back, the 27 you put in, plus you get to take the profit. And I went, woohoo! So I said, well, what do we do? And he said, you've just got to go and withdraw it. So I went into the withdrawal section, put my password in, put my name in, put my crypto address into there, and he said you can withdraw everything but $100. Got to leave $100 in there. So that was their $100 float that they started with. And so, so anyway, I thought, I wonder whether I'll actually get this. So I went through the process, clicked withdraw, had to go and confirm with customer service, and this is on WhatsApp. And so they came through, yeah, confirmed it all, and said, you know, they had this warning there that, you know, is this actually your crypto address? We can't recover funds if it's not your crypto address, and all that sort of thing. I said, yeah. And they said, you know, just say yes if it is, if you agree to it all. So I said yes. Anyway, lo and behold, she said, congratulations, you get another $50 bonus for today's session. So I start tomorrow's session with $150 of their money. And so I'm waiting for the $221, I think it was, to hit the crypto account, or USDT. And a couple of minutes later, sure enough, it's in there. So this is like $500. So I've got $500 out of this scam so far. So I'm thinking, all right. And so he told me at the very beginning, he said there's going to be a 14-day trial period. And so I'm sort of thinking, well, you know, they're going to give me a few wins along the way there in order to, you know, build my confidence so that I think that it's a, you know, it's a legitimate thing. So I'm thinking, well, how high are they going to get? Sort of like, you know, I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe tomorrow it'll be $100, the next day it'll be like $200 or $300, and then they'll get up to, you know, $1,000. So I'm sort of thinking, well, if I'm ahead now, so I'm $500 ahead. So as long as what they're asking from me is less than $500, I'm happy to play the game, because I'm playing with their money now, not my money. And so I thought, maybe I can play that as far as I go. And I'm sort of thinking that they might sort of, you know, in the initial stages, will ask less than what I've actually received, just to help build that their confidence. So, part one of the story. So, next thing is, this is where the scam gets really, really clever. So I've been added to this elite scammers group, let's call it, but some elite WhatsApp group, and in there there's 25 members in the group, and they're all chatting with you know, questions about you know, trades and work and all that sort of thing there. So and it's like you know, and what was it? One of the ones was saying, you know, they've got the Premier membership there. So I was doing Elite, I think it was, and then they got Premier, and there's some other one. And the Premier one, you've got to put $1,000 into start trading. Red flag number 5. So what they're doing now is not by talking to me directly, but by having me in the group, is they're starting to prepare me for the bigger profits, and the fact that I'm going to need to put in excess of $1,000 into this to play. So, you know, this is almost like a you know, playing roulette or poker. You know, so the stakes are going up. So I'm reading these chats and thinking, you know, and they're sort of framing me that I'm at the beginner's level, and there are some bigger levels to go, and more experienced players get to play in those levels, and the profits they're making are in the thousands, not in the hundreds. So I think, okay, yep, here we go. They're pre-positioning me. And then, here's what happens next. This part is really interesting. So I get a message on WhatsApp from a chick named Kathy. Now, Kathy contacts me and says that she's in this elite WhatsApp chat group as well. And she's just not sure. She's seen me in there, so she's reached out to me. I don't know whether I look like an old grey-haired, dependable, sort of wise bloke or whatever, you know. But she's reached out to me, and I click on her photo to see what she looks like, and so she's looks like a Chinese, a young Chinese girl. So not too dissimilar from some of the other WhatsApp messages that I get as well too. So anyway, she says to me, look, they've just asked me to put some money in, and I'm a little bit scared of, you know, that I might lose it. And I said, well, how much money is it? And she said $68 or something like that there. So I'm thinking, I wonder if this is genuine or if it's not. You know, is this just part of the scam, or is she actually someone else that's caught up in the scam? So I give her some advice, and basically around the lines is don't invest what you can't afford to lose, and my philosophy on playing with the earnings that you won, take some out, play with the rest, you're thinking if she is genuine, then at least so I give her sort of how I'm playing the game. So anyway, there's a bit of chit chat back and forth, and I'm sort of thinking, what if she's in on the scam? So, but she sounded genuine, and maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just sort of caught up in it, and she was a young girl, sort of caught up in it. So anyway, she ends up putting the $68 in, and she comes back to me. She says, "Oh wow, I pulled out the profits." Sends me a screenshot of her profits and the crypto she's drawn out, and it's of a couple of $100 as well too. So here we go, psychological evidence that someone else is playing the game, and they have won as well too. So I'm thinking, okay, so they've got a third person here who looks like an innocent player as well, who are pre-priming me to say that this is legit as well too. And there was a few things that were just a little bit off in what she was saying, just in the language that she was using. One, that she didn't really sound Chinese, but I think, well, she might have been Australian-born Chinese, so because she had an Aussie number, maybe she speaks just like I do. So not assuming anything here. So anyway, next day I come back, and 9 o'clock again, time to play again, and 9 o'clock on the dot, there's Lewis messaging me on WhatsApp and says, okay, all ready to go again. I've unlocked the trial account for you to come play again. So I thought, fabulous, excellent, let's get back into it. I wonder what today's got in store. So open it up, log into his trial account, and then start play, and then click, 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 until we got Interbrand. Boom. So this means this is 5% profits, not 2% profits. So this is a great thing. We need to celebrate it. Lewis says, yeah, you're lucky today. You get Interbrand. Oh, actually, let me just back that up a bit. I'm playing on his account. I didn't get Interbrand. So I'm clicking through all 20, didn't get an Interbrand, and he says to me, bad luck, not your day. But when I logged into my account and started playing, I got the Interbrand. All right, so guess how much I had to put in order to keep playing. It was around about 350 USDT. So I remember yesterday I got deposited 221. Today was 350. So I'm thinking, rightio, this is the day that they're getting their money back. So what's going through my mind is thinking, well, will they let me sort of play this one, take this profit, and then sort of increase the stakes, tomorrow? How long will they wait? Well, are they going to wait till it's like in the four figures, the thousands, or are they just going to sort of take the money and run now? So I thought, well, let's just play this out and see. So I had a look at my crypto, and I'm thinking 350. So that's like around sort of $500 and something. I'm thinking, you know what? I will spend $500 and something on some stuff. I really don't want to spend it on this, if to do it, I'd have to top up the account anyway from my bank account. So I thought, no, I'll just play this. I'll play the safe, and so I then acted as a dumb white old guy, and wasn't too hard to play that part, and said, oh look, I haven't got enough funds in there. What do we do? He says, oh, well, you need to open up this thing called a Trust Wallet. So I had a look at that there. Thought, okay, Trust Wallet. Yeah, that's a genuine app on the in the App Store, and it's just a way of transferring cash into a wallet there that you can use for transactions like this. It looked a bit easier to use than other accounts, in that the verification levels weren't as high as for things like SwiftX and Binex and CoinSpot and some of those other exchanges. So anyway, downloaded the app, and then I said, oh, look, I can't fund it. The bank won't let me. He says, oh, what bank are you using? And I said, oh, Commonwealth Bank. He said, oh, yeah, it's going to take you 24 hours there. They're going to stop the funds and block it. You need to use another account. And so it was all this back and forth with the whole thing. And so in the end, I said, look, I can't do it. It's nothing's working today. Why don't I come back to this later on? He says, yeah, okay. So I said, because I was going out, and he said, oh, when will you be back? I said, I'll be back around about 3 o'clock. Anyway, I get back at 3 o'clock, and I said, oh, look, I don't know. But in the meantime, Kathy, this Asian chick, she's been texting me on WhatsApp or messaging me on WhatsApp and saying, oh, how are you going? And this conversation's turning into a very friendly conversation that you wouldn't normally have with someone that you didn't know. I'm thinking, okay, red flag number 6. She is definitely in on the scam as well. And meanwhile, the group chat is going off with people making all these wins, etc., on their accounts. Get on the chat with Lewis and said, mate, this is just getting too hard. I can't do this. I said, I can't get any funds into crypto. The bank's blocking it all the way, sort of thing. And I said, I might just leave it. He said, oh, you're just having crypto, you're just having normal bank to crypto problems. We can sort it out. Send me some screenshots and all this sort of stuff. So I didn't send him any screenshots. And in the end, I said, oh, look, let's just leave it. I'll go off and do something else. So he said, oh, just let me help you through. And then I just ignored him at that stage. And so the next day he comes back and says, which is today, he says, hey mate, how you going? So this is his greeting to me. Hey mate, how you going? Because he thinks that Aussies talk like this to other Aussies. And we do, but not in this context. So he's mating things all over the place, more mating than a mate conversation should be. And so I said, nah, mate, I'm out. So anyway, Kathy comes back. She's having conversations with me about how good it is. And in the meantime, I'd looked up online to see, is this what is there about the scam? Is there anything there? So I found a thread on Reddit which talked about and said, oh yeah, this is the bait and carrot, or the task work bait and switch type of scam. Happens all the time, and they get you to put some money in, you get some wins in, and then after a while they take you through, and then for some reason you can't make a withdrawal. They blame it on tax issues, or you have to provide further details and all this sort of thing, and then it just gets this prolonged thing where you never get your money. So I thought, that's exactly what this is. So to have a look at the website as well too. So classic thing there. So Interbrand website, and this was a cloned website, so it looked very much like the original website, but had a different URL and different text on it. Well, actually, gobbledygook basically. It was written by a non-English speaker, clearly a non-English speaker. Not even ChatGPT eyes, so to make it sound like and fix up all the spelling mistakes. So anyway, I go back to Kathy, and here, get this, Kathy, she's got a profile picture up on WhatsApp, and it was this Chinese chick. Anyway, I go back today, and she's changed it to this white girl, this young white girl. So I go back to her and say, so there you go, red flag number 7. I said, oh. What's happened? You've changed from an Asian girl to a white girl. What's going on? And with a little laugh emoji, and then said, how's it going? And so she ignored the first question, said, oh, it's all good. I said, oh, why did you change your picture? She said, oh, I updated my account. Well, I said, oh, okay, fair enough. Go back to Lewis and said to Lewis, hey mate, I just have to thank you. This has been really fun. I've really enjoyed this. And Lewis comes back and says, oh, what? I said, playing this game with you, I'm $500 ahead and had a lot of fun. Really appreciate the fun. And by the way, Kathy says hi. I haven't heard back from Lewis at all since then. Actually, he's just messaged me. He's just come in now to say, oh, who's Kathy? But Kathy what's that? We'll go back to her WhatsApp thing. She's removed her white girl picture now. It's just a placeholder image. There's nothing there, just that grey placeholder image. So that's gone. I go into the group chat, and in the group chat, they've got all these. They've just got a little squiggle, you know, that squiggle character in front of the top 5 or 6 people's names. They're the only ones that are chatting in this chat. All the other people, without that little squiggle in front of their name, they're not chatting at all. So I put a message in there and say, hey, what's the squiggle in front of everyone's name for? Is that so that you guys know that you're all playing on the same team? And so I'm thinking, well, maybe some of these other ones are sort of genuine ones that are being scammed as well. And anyway, someone answers, Fletcher comes back and he says, oh, what do you mean? That's a WhatsApp thing. And I said, oh, I'll pull the other one. It's got bells on it. And he said, but I said, look, thank you. I've had a really good time playing the game. This has been the best scam I've ever been involved in. And, you know, I'm $500 ahead. So happy days. And so they've gone quiet as well too. So I'm just sort of thinking that Lewis and Kathy and people in this elite group, they're talking to each other thinking, oh, shit, you know, jig's up. How can, what do we say or whatever? So there have been a few messages that have just popped up as I'm making the video there, sort of from all of those, except for Kathy. And, Lewis has said, who's Kathy? So they're sort of just trying to play it cool, I think. So there you go. There's the fun for the day is I have scammed the scammers. It's not often you get one up on the scammers, but for the 3 days, probably, what's it taking me? 1, 2, 3, maybe three, possibly 4 hours work. I'm $500 ahead, so it's a little over $100 an hour for having a bit of fun. And it has been, in fact, a load of fun. So watch out for those scams out there. Be safe. Have a bit of fun. Don't get sucked into them. This is not the first time I've played with the scammers, but this time is the first time that I've made some money out of them. They've never taken money off me, but other times they've been trying to take over my computer or whatever. But I have to say, this time I'm ahead. So time to celebrate. So off to go and have a beer. So happy night. Keep safe. Watch the scams out there and go and have some fun.